Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. So today I am doing not a verse, but more of a smash together of the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude and the Natasha Denona Retro. I'm beginning to think this palette here will go with pretty much any palette you have, because it is just so nude. To me, hold on, let me put a little bit shut on my lips here, because I did have lipstick on, but you know me, I walk around with what I've done for 3 hours, so it is what it is. But the nude goes with anything that's got a darker palette if you want light. But what I've noticed with the nude is that because it's got these wet, sparkly shades, it actually like gives more dimension. Now, what I will say is, looking in the camera and looking here in a mirror, it's not coming across, I don't think, the way it is in my mirror. So I do want to point that out. And again, I haven't had fallout. Well, I had a little bit the other day, but not much really. And I think that was my own doing. But just putting it on a little bit here and there, I haven't had the fallout. But let's get started, because I can talk forever. So let me show you the two palettes real quick. Of course, I'm sure you've seen both of them so many times, but again, these palettes are standalone palettes for me, for sure. But we can see how dark this palette is. Yes, there's some lighter shades for sure, but for the most part, it's got a lot of darker shades, deeper shades, you know what I mean? But this one here has got a little bit of depth. It does, but not much. It's more light, and I just think the two of them went very well together, to be honest. And I even went into shades that I don't usually use. So let's get started. The first shade we're going to go into is the I Need a Nude, the Stone shade. And we're going to start with it. Actually, I lied. We actually started with the fair shade, this one here, because I actually set my whole eye with that. So technically I started with that shade, but it was more of a setting of the eye, which I like. I like having that, but I don't necessarily need that. You know what I mean? I like it, but I don't need it, type of thing. But where I see this palette coming in is definitely with these really sparkly shades. And I'm having a lot of fun with them, to be honest. And I hate that, like, it's not coming across on when I'm filming the way it is, like, when I'm sitting here. Like, that kind of aggravates me in a way. But what can you do about it at the same time? I can't do anything, other than hope, Now we're going to go into this dark shade called Apart. And again, you can tell that these are shades that I generally don't go into, okay? For one reason or another. But I will say, by going into this shade, I noticed it builds really nice. Like, that's a nice little gradient right there, right? But it builds up to so much more than that. And I like that about it. Like, I like when shades build. And I think these two shades go very well together. But like I said, I think this I Need a Nude palette's going to go well with almost any palette you compare it with, or, and again, not that it's a companion palette, because it's not. It can be used alone. I have done it. I've created a lot of pretty looks out of it. So I don't think you need to do that. But for me, what it does is that it allows me to go into these other palettes and get some use out of them in ways that I really didn't think about doing, to be fair and honest. Whether it be I was too scared to, because of it being so dark and deep, whatever the case may be. Or I tend to always gravitate to the same things too. But where I'm trying to mix it up back and forth, it's opening me up to more things at the same time. But you can see how easy that shade just done. You know what I mean? Like, done, we're here type of thing. And I love that. It's great. Okay, now we're going to go into Jade. which is this shade right here. And again, I've not really used that shade much, right? I mean, you can see there's really not a dent. You could see what I usually use. I usually use Psychedelic, Glitz, or Halo. Those are the ones that I usually, go into. But we're going to lay this shade on the lid. And you can see by itself, like, bam, hello, I've arrived type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's gorgeous. And I didn't realize that. But it is. It's absolutely gorgeous, this shade alone. Now, I'm hoping you get to see the difference here in a minute. But I don't know. I'm hoping. Okay, now we're going to go into the shade Groove. And I'm trying to tie my shirt in, basically. So I'm going to run that little bit of purple under the lid. Because I made it pretty, like, taupey at the top, in a way. Instead of going more of a maroon shade at the top. So I'm going to put it to the bottom. And hope, like, it ties it all in, is my hope for it all. Whether that happens or not, who knows? I try, And really, that's all I can do is try. I'm not a makeup artist. But I love these palettes. You know what I'm really wondering? I'm wondering how I Need a Nude would go with the Love palette. Just out of curiosity. Okay. So now that I did that, we're going to go into the shade Mia. This one right here, this pinky glittery shade. And I'm just going to pop it right in the inner corner, nowhere else. And I'm basically just tapping that so that it doesn't go everywhere. Because as long as I tap, I really don't get the fallout. But if I start messing with it, I'm going to get the fallout, which expect it, Like, that's not a shock to me. But you can see just that shade alone that it gives the effect that I'm talking about. Like it's like a sparkly, like wet kind of look in a way. But it's not doing that on camera for whatever the reason. But on my eyes, it just looks like it's a gloss almost, even though it's not. Then I took this shade Delilah right here, and I picked it up on my finger. We're going to use this finger, though. So I picked it up on my finger. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. And all I did with it was just popped it. Okay, you can see. You see where I popped that? Like, it just gives it a little more. Like, it was good by itself. Absolutely, positively. But that particular shade, well, a couple of them in here. Delilah does it. Mia does it. And Sheen does it. It's like it's a topper. But it just gives it a little something. And it really didn't take away from the color of that eyeshadow. Because it's so close in the shade, in a way. But it still gave it that a little bit of effect when the light hits. But if the light's not hitting it, it just looks like one cohesive shade in a way. I guess is the best way for me to explain it. But like, that's so pretty to me. I can look at anything shiny all day long. You all know that. Like, without a doubt, I can do that. Alright, now we're going to go back into Retro. And we're going to pull that Groove shade again that I used on the lower lash line. Except this time, I'm going to put it on the top lash line. I'll get my mirror cleaned off, I swear. I'm a mess, you all. So my mother came and got my two younger kids just a little bit ago, right? For the weekend, in a way. Like a little weekend visit, right? It's just a day visit, really, but, So she came and got them. Except, I also had my two granddaughters with me. So, she ended up And she was going to take them all, and I was like, you crazy. You crazy. You brave, but you crazy. Because I've been stuck with all 4 of them. And it was becoming a lot. And mostly because my oldest granddaughter is so close in age to my youngest daughter that it becomes a fight most of the time. But sometimes not. It's so weird because sometimes my daughter can be just amazing with her. And other times it's like they're fighting like sisters almost, you know? But I guess that's the way sisters are. Love one minute and not the next. I never had a sister, so I don't know. But anyway, so she ended up taking both granddaughters and my son. My daughter was like, no, I'm staying for a break since she's taking the 2 granddaughters, right? So she ended up staying with me. And then I got the baby because my mom had the baby. So I'm now left. I thought I was going to be kid free. I thought for a second. And I'm okay being kid free for a day. Like, I'm okay with that. After 24 hours, I start to get a little bit, like, what's going on? What am I supposed to be doing with my time? You know, because I've had kids around me this whole time. So when there's no kids, it's like it's too quiet. It's too eerie. Even though at the same time, when I have them all, I'm just like, oh, Lord, I'm going to break. I'm breaking, you know. But anyway, so now I'm just got my daughter and my grandson. Fun. Actually, it's really good because she is so good with him. She's really good with our youngest granddaughter too. It's just the 2 that are so close in age that's really the only one, you know, it becomes a problem every now and then. Alright, so for now, for the eyeliner, no, I did not use that. What am I doing? No. I used eyeliner. Alright. I must have put it back. I had to have, right? I mean, yes, I did. I used this. The Charlotte Tilbury. I used the Hollywood Exaggerize Liner Duo in metallic. This one here with the black. I used this one for the waterline. Go on this one. And I didn't put anything on the top because, alright, now I'm going to use this about Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. It's a primer, and we're going to put that on the top lashes only. I tried it the other day. Nice. Did it get on my shirt? Probably, because I've got milk, spit up, everything on my shirt, y'all. Anyway, I tried this the other day thinking I had the Lash Paradise mascara, which I do not right now. But I thought it reminded me a lot of the Lancome Cils, I don't know how you pronounce it, primer is what I thought it reminded me of. So we're going to put that on the top lashes only, and then we're going to go in with the mascara. Too much. Get that out of there. I will say this goes on really thick compared to my Lancome, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad either, you know what I mean? Then I decided to go into the Sephora Big by definition. It's supposed to volumize and lash multiplying effect. Okay, so I got a sample of it. So I decided to try it, and I have one coat, and I don't think it did bad for one. Now, I didn't curl my lashes, so my lashes do look a little down, so I get that. But it don't look bad. And I actually For the lower lashes, I use the MAC. But I actually liked the way it went on this particular mascara. Now, I don't know the price point, but I have to assume since it's the Sephora brand, it's got to be fairly inexpensive. And when I combined it with this primer, it just is like amazing. Now, I don't know how it does by itself, so don't hold me to anything there, because by itself it might not be that great. But I can say that with this primer, I thought it turned out really, really good. I was really pleased with the way the overall mascara looked. Man, I'm getting shiny, aren't I? But while that's drying, what I did do with the rest of my face is I pulled out my Hourglass in Ambient Lighting Edit Universe. Ooh, I did not want to drop that one. Alright, so that's the bronzer I'm wearing today. That pink up there, that hot pink, that's the blush, which I don't think, I guess it does look, I just go in with a very light hand. And then that's the highlighter I'm wearing everywhere else. But as far as highlighting this palette goes, let me explain. This here I use as a highlighter also, interchangeably, right? I do not put this all over my face, this longer shade. This here, you will not. I would look like I was glowing. Like, I'm not really for sure on that particular shade what you're supposed to do with that, but I'm not putting that all over my face. And I think that's what it's supposed to do, but I know me and I'd have it a mess. So I'm not doing that. But I have so been enjoying putting my makeup on as of late. I really have. It's been very therapeutic, for sure. It's always been. We're going to go ahead and with mascara now. And honestly, I've been having bad days, as we all do. And when they come, we all know bad days come in full force. And they're relentless when they come. It's like one, it's almost like throwing in the towel in a way. And you can't. You can never throw in the towel. You'd like to, but you can't. But I tell you, when it rains, it pours. And everybody used to, I remember the saying, it always comes in threes. Like, bad things always come in threes, right? No, not the case. And I have been trying, like, I don't know necessarily if karma's real, but I try to do good, right? Hoping good comes back. Not because I want good to come back, but just because, I just want to do good. But the more good I do, it seems like the more bad that happens. And make that make sense to me. I don't know. Sometimes I worry about the world that we're in. And it's ever changing. And I'm not so sure it's changing in the right directions. But who am I to say? But you see this mascara? Now, I understand that primer was on, so like I said, the primer may be making a little bit of a difference, but I'm really liking it. I mean, I might have to separate some of the lashes because they're sticking together for some reason. I think because the fan's on now, so it's dried so quick is what's going on. And with the other eye, I did not have a fan on, so I think they're just like dried together. But I can always brush them out in just a minute, so that's not a big deal to me at all. I will say covering that white up is kind of hard too. If you're trying to cover up that primer. But both eyes, I mean, I think this one looks a lot lighter, and it feels a lot lighter too. So, and I think I did have less primer on this eye. You know, I used to do this eye first and then do this one because I don't know. I always thought like this eye turned out better, so you know, it was easier to do this eye than this eye. So that's why I filmed that way. Now it seems like it's easier to do this eye than this eye. And this eye always turns out better off screen than it does on screen. Makes no sense, I know. That should be my life's motto. Make it make sense, because it makes no sense. It's about how I feel anymore. Putting the MAC on the bottom lashes. And I'm not really necessarily going in heavy-handed with the bottom lashes. Like, I want them to be seen, but not too dark, you know? Trying to make sure I get the tips of them. Okay. There we go. Perfect. So how do you all think the look came out? And again, did I need the I Need a Nude to create this look? Not really. I could have almost done it with the other palette. Like I said, it just gives a little bit of wet, a little bit of an effect if the light hits, you know, your eye and stuff. Like, it gives that look. And I like that look a lot. But everybody knows I like anything shiny and bright, and that's just who I am. But overall, I think the look came out great. I like both palettes. Like, I've always liked both palettes. Never had a problem with either one. So, you know, I kind of thought that it would turn out really well, being that, you know, I never had a problem with either one. So why would it not be great if I combined the two palettes, you know? And I think it turns out really good when you combine them, now that I've done it. So I have now combined my Dream and the I Need a Nude to create a look. And I've enjoyed both looks, you know, by doing this. So I do think I'm going to enjoy this. I do. And I'm going to continue to combine palettes and stuff just to see. I thought about, what if we did guess the palette by, if, like, what palette would I combine this with next, if we did that as a get, you know, instead of just individually guessing the palette, but, you know, guess the palette by using the I Need a Nude alongside of it. It's just a thought. I mean, I don't have to, because obviously, you know, actually I could go through and find palettes that are not all a one and done for me, and then use that as the supplementary palette, and you all could see, try to guess it that away too. But it's just ideas. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it, you know, if you have both of these palettes, that, you know, you can create this look yourself. Or if you have palettes, let me know what colors you did combine. I would love to try them out. Like, where did you put what shades did you use, and what order, type of thing. Let me know, because, you know, I could always use some ideas, because sometimes you get stuck in a box, and I'm used to what I'm used to, and anything else scares the crap out of me, so I don't do it. So, but that's all I have for you today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all of that where you're notified when I upload. I upload every day but Sunday, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.